Greetings class, greetings professor. This is my week 6 discussion board video post. I'm going to answer 3 questions and then I have some comments that I want to read. I've committed my posting here to text because with my ADHD I would never be able to remember all of this otherwise, so please forgive me for that. I'm going to answer question 6 first regarding how I might feel if my marriage were not recognized by the government, and I can tell you that I would feel that I was being treated unfairly, and I would feel that I was less than others. And even though I would know that I was right, I think I would struggle with feelings of shame for being singled out as being different from everyone else. I think that in response to a situation like this, I would try to educate myself as best I can as to what I could do to resist. And if necessary, I suppose I would move to a different state where the laws are more liberal. In regards to question 7 regarding the elderly and ageism, I believe, maybe this is because of my perspective as a 62-year-old member of the older Americans, I don't think that it's viewed the same way as prejudice towards other marginalized groups in our society is concerned. That may very well be proper. However, since the challenges that the elderly face are unique to their group, our group, or my group, I guess, we are in a sense another marginalized group, and as such, I think that we have unique challenges, challenges that are unique to us in this older age group here. And I think because of the focus of youth and energy and excitement that Madison Avenue uses to sell products, I think that we're marginalized. But again, I don't think that it rises to the level of some of the prejudice and discrimination some other marginalized groups have experienced in this country. But it is an issue. I'm going to answer question 2 now, and this is kind of like something that I've been thinking about, and I wrote down to read to you now. In chapter 16 of our text, Schaeffer discusses a comparative perspective of dominant and subordinate groups beyond the United States. He specifically focuses on Mexico, Brazil, South Africa, and Canada. He points out the commonality of interactions between people of different races, religions, and ethnicities in these countries and on a global level, and their similarity to parallel groups here in the United States. Schaeffer states that race, religion, and ethnicity continues to divide people into dominant and subordinate groups due to prevailing attitudes and, in some cases, laws that restrict the progression of assimilation. Schaeffer also indicates that there's much evidence that these conditions are probably not going to be changing anytime soon, or at least changing rapidly anytime soon. He also focuses on gender, which is also identified as an area of concern, since women face discrimination and, in some societies, repression that limits their life chances. Chapter 17, in Chapter 17, Schaeffer discusses older Americans, that's me again, also people with disabilities and people leading alternative lifestyles. This chapter hits home for me because I'm now a senior citizen, as I've mentioned several times, and my wife and I do care for a disabled young man who lives with us. After reading Schaeffer's description of the matrix of domination, that makes me very fearful, since I've seen how little compassion and, more importantly, how little support this society offers to the disabled. I'm fearful that this lack of concern for the weak will soon become a problem for me personally if cuts to Social Security occur, and if the cost of healthcare continues to rise to the point where only the wealthy can afford health care. So as our text draws conclusions about intergroup relationships, I've acquired a few ideas through this course as well. I believe that in today's society there exists a philosophy shared by many in power that self-fulfillment without concern for the elderly, the disabled, and other marginalized groups should be one's primary goal in life. This philosophy seems to have been in conflict with the more liberal ideas of social equality and service to others throughout most of my lifetime. This course has helped me to gain a better understanding of how these ideas and the groups that espouse them interact, and what I might be able to do to make my voice heard and to possibly make a difference in some small way. Thank you all very much.